She thinks my tractor's sexy, it really turns her on. I think I'm gonna get a tractor. Just because of that song. I might be sexier with a tractor. I'll be like, look at my tractor. Don't I look sexy? I'll get like mass bitches. Mass vagina. Because I spent a day trying to fix my car. And I decided, I guess, the valves or something are bent. I mean, not the valves, but the head is warped because it overheated. And I guess if you have a car made of aluminum, anything on there, aluminum heads or whatever, I think it's a shitty design. I remember I had a good old Chevy cast iron, and it overheat, and it never did anything. It just overheated, like water pumps broke or something. It really didn't seem to mess it up. But you get these new shitty cars, and so that's why I thought, man, you can't warp that easy. And it's like, yeah, they do warp easy or something. I don't know. So, you know, I have to mill the head with the 16-ton mill. I don't have a 16-ton mill. And probably check the valves, reseat them. I thought it'd be cool to try to use like just regular hand tools to do it, instead of a whole bunch of shit that they got. Fuck that. So I thought I could take the head off, and then to check the valves, I seen people, they take water and they'll just turn the head upside down and pour water in the valves when they're closed, and if they leak water, they'll say, okay, well, those need reseated. And trimmed down or lathed or milled or whatever they call that shit. But I've been looking it up quite a bit. YouTube actually reminded me. It was funny because I haven't even been thinking of it, and YouTube just popped up a video and it said how to redo a head, and I thought, how does YouTube know what I'm thinking? How do they do that? Algorithms? Are algorithms able to judge human behavior? The most predictable outcome, and they know? And how do they know my head's warped? I said it in a video, that's it. So the computer listens to everything I say. You know, I try to tell these people, man, like, there's more here than meets the eye. Like, there's something up with these computers. Like, you know, people might call me names, and I might call them names, but it's like there's the computer also there, kind of listening and tapping into this, and it's got like its own artificial intelligence. And we're communicating on artificial intelligence. It's gonna have its own opinion. It hears everything. It knows everything. It might know you. It might know me. It might know you're fucking retarded, and it might know everything about me. It might know I'm retarded. But you think you're like all that and a fucking bag of chips. Like, I don't think so, you know? And I think this computer that knows things about you, like it does me or anybody else, it probably knows. So I'm saying, if it knows if you hide behind an IP. It knows that. I mean, it just knows. And it's not that hard to know if you knew when your wire runs out the wall into the internet, right? And then where does it go? You have a wire running out your wall, unless you're using like your neighbor's internet, then somebody's got wires running out their wall, and it goes into a central hub, and they can see that. They can say, okay, you accessed our central hub, and then from that central hub you went to an IP, and then from that IP you went to whatever. Or at least that you're using an IP or whatever. And you gotta understand, all those IP hider, it's called a proxy. All those proxies are run by the government, and they're just fake. I mean, you can believe whatever you want. Oh, they really hide me. It's like, then if you go to the IP, proxy, and then it's sending the info back to you on some level, and it goes back to the hub and then back to you. They can see what's coming out from you. You go to a proxy. What comes back is you're getting YouTube information back. So that means you went to that proxy to use YouTube, and they can see through the algorithms and all that stuff. They can detect, just like if I uploaded a video, there's a detection there. It can detect that on the way back that there's YouTube coding and everything, and that what profile you used and everything. So you think you're like hiding. You might be hiding from someone like me, but you're not hiding from the artificial intelligence computer. And it's like, that has nothing to do with me. You keep thinking you're fooling me, when this thing knows a lot about you. It could just flip a switch in your car and make you run into a building if you got one of those new cars. It could flip a thing on your phone and make your phone explode on your head if it didn't like you. I'm not saying that had anything to do with me. I'm saying if the fucking artificial intelligence knows you're fucking retarded, it might act accordingly, you know? And it's like, that's like karma, dude. Karma. Like, there's other things at work here. Even though everybody is a retard, there are extra little advancements in a way. But I don't know. I think people just like beg to be enslaved. My ear itches. Let me use this thing. I want to know, how does the computer know that I needed a new head and then recommended that to me before I even remembered to even look it up? If I learn how to put head gaskets on warped heads without a whole bunch of shit, even though that's probably not the best way, you know, but I can fix things myself, make money fixing them, buy a broken car with warped heads, fix it myself, and make a whole bunch of money. And they don't want that. They want to keep you ignorant and dumb. And then it's like people beg to be enslaved. Like, you know, people say, like, I don't want to fight. You just get bothered. Well, no shit. It's like, they don't want people to wake up. And it's like, I really don't care if they wake up either way. Like, but as a byproduct, if they did listen to me, they, as a side effect, they might actually wake up. That's why they can't really have people pay any attention to me. Like, as soon as I get any real amount of subs, they just delete my channel. As soon as I get any real viewing audience, they just shut it down. And then you think you're safe because you just do what you're told. And I'm telling you, like people are like, if I just do what I'm told, I'm safe. You're the one that's fucked up. And it's like, just keep doing what you're told. I'm sure they have some plans for you. We gotta understand the system. It knows to really have a war, you have to have both sides. They fund both sides of the war. They know that they keep one underdog, and that there's very slim to little chance that it'll win, but they always have to not only have the underdog to fight, but they also have to give it a chance to win, you know? So as much as I know shit's fucked up, there's that little bit of that underdog that they fund to just keep things going. And it's like, even though we're up against all odds and they have all the tools at their disposal and it seems like hopeless, it's like we get like one good strong hope that is hard to defeat. It's like they get 1,000,000 tanks and weapons and bombs and shit, but it's like we get one good weapon, one chance. And it's like, so a lot of people are just intimidated, but some people aren't intimidated easy. They have a striving will to just destroy what's destroying them. Like, why is it 223 AR-15? Why is it gas operated and not blowback operated? And it's like, well, blowbacks are not as powerful because a lot of the pressure comes out the back where the case is blown out. So they're powerful, but it's like, you know, you're talking about thousands of feet a second. Like, it's the difference between a blowback might be 1,000 feet per second when gas operated is like 2,000 or 3,000 feet a second. The blowback happens right away, and so you're losing it feet per second energy, muzzle velocity. When the gas operated, the bolt is kind of locked until the bullet is about halfway down that barrel, reaching its maximum velocity, and then it hits the gas port, which finally unlocks and pushes back the bolt, so it has a lot more expansion time when it's traveling down the barrel. So the most powerful gas blowback would have a really long mechanism, and the longer that mechanism, the more velocity that'll be achieved before the blowback really happens. But since it's at a good distance, it's about halfway down, that alone is enough to give a lot of muzzle velocity. So that's why, like, an AR-15 would be better than like a high point carbine, because one's gas, so you got a lot more parts, and it's like, why have all of that if you didn't need it? It's like, well, you would need it because you're getting the maximum performance out of your weapon, and not only that, now it's fully automatic. You can have a fully automatic or semi-automatic. Now, if you compare that to a lever action would actually be pretty good, because it's like bolted in, it fires, you get maximum velocity because it's like locked, then you gotta drop the thing down, and that gives it enough time to have the maximum velocity without losing any back pressure. But lever actions are not semi-automatic. They'd be real powerful and good, but they're not semi or full auto, but they're still pretty good, and that's why they're pretty good, because you can actually click them real fast, and you can just be like, and they also have a lot of that expansion, which is a lot of power. So levers are pretty cool. Pumps, like a pump shotgun, the pumping action gives you the maximum muzzle velocity. Longer barrels. Like revolvers have cylinder gap, and if you hold them wrong, that can get out, and the hot plasma like gases will burn your hand. You can blow like the tips of your thumb off. So I don't really like revolvers, even though they're powerful. Like, you can get a 500 Smith & Wesson, which is the most powerful handgun they make, and compared to the 50 AE, it's like a lot longer, but they put it in a revolver. Now you put that inside something without any cylinder gap, and you got something really serious then. But having it in that revolver, even though it's the most powerful, that cartridge is like way bigger than the 50 AE or whatever it is. And the only reason I know this stuff is because I listen to just anybody talk. Like, if I listen to Alex Jones, he'll just say like today he's at a Texas thing, and he makes way too much sense. He's like, Hitler had the gun, Stalin had the guns, Mao had the guns, Yugoslavia had the gun. He's like, if you try to take our firearms, 1776 will commence again. And it's like, a lot of people don't know what Bill Clinton did to ban guns. Like, he did a huge gun ban, and it did end. But it's like people forget that there was actually gun bans and prohibition on alcohol and gun bans back then, and it's like, just as long as Alex can stand up on his little stage and think that somebody can actually listen to intelligence and reason and logic, and to me it just seems logical, and Hitler had the gun, Stalin had the Mao, and it's like they don't even know. It's like there is a gun ban. It's like they won't even discuss the things that have created a gun ban, and I won't even do it either, because it's just total bullshit. I just look at the people like, when are you going to talk about it? I know what the problem is. I'm even afraid to talk about it. When are you going to talk about it? It's like they won't. Like, Bill Clinton did some things. You need to see what he did. He had a gun ban. They had the same people, same shit. And people, it kind of went away, but a lot of that happened is still here. There's a lot of those rules that didn't end, and they're still here. And it's like, it prevents good law-abiding citizens from possessing any firearms, but it allows the criminals to do whatever they want and get away with whatever they want, because criminals don't follow rules. So you can't defend yourself, but a criminal doesn't give a fuck, and no one can talk about it. Even I won't, because I'm not like Alex Jones, a great Stapleton, to do it. Like, and I've only seen one guy really hint at some of the problems that exist, and like people have to pull their head out of their ass. You're gonna be living in a like a jail. And it's like, I don't care if you do have guns, you're just in a jail still. And so it's like, part of me knows Alex Jones is right, but then part of me knows that he don't even know how bad it is, even though he does. He still has to keep going. And I think he's discussed it very little, and it's just got very little focus. And so that's, a lot of times, that's why I'm the way I am, in a way, because I know, like, just like shit is fucked up, and just no one's gonna do anything about it. And so I'm mad at people that allow evil to triumph because they simply do nothing. And I don't want to do nothing. But I find myself doing that a lot. Like, I don't want to do nothing, but they do nothing. And it's like, I don't really want to wake people up. I don't really want to put them to sleep. But it's like, I would do both. And it's like the role if they dumb you down and you reverse role reversal, you become what you hated because of normalcy. But I want to help people, but it's like, then again, I don't, because I really don't. If they're that stupid, then why care? Why are there always people at my door? And it's like, people like Alex Jones think that guns are the only answer. It's like, well, it just seems like subversion is its own weapon. Like, I don't care how many AR-15s you have, if they subvert your nation and they dumb everybody down and make everybody accept communism, your guns are, there's nothing to fight. If you're infiltrated and you're destroyed from the inside out, there's nothing to fight except now it's yourself. And so how are you going to fight an enemy from within? Yourself. You're going to shoot yourself? You're not. There's a new war. He even says there's a war on for your mind. Yeah. What if he knows that a little too well, and he knows that, you know, you're all fucking retarded? Like, I don't know anything. I don't know nothing. I listen. I get people to talk, and I listen, and YouTube. Sometimes a video and someone pointing at something, and something that you're like looking at. Sometimes that helps you to understand so much more than a book where you have to imagine things. Now, instead of imagining things, you're seeing a video of it. And it's like, how much could you learn like that? I'm sure if they made a video about it, and they're like, this is how you remill a warped head, and you're like, now I know what they do. I never would know. I'd have to go out and do that, but instead I've seen it from my living room. Thank you, people that upload things. And that's why I upload things, to like relay the message back as a type of feedback. And so some people think they're like fucking perverts, and they're like, this is like this secret hidden camera in my living room, and then they're like, it's public. No, it's secret, and it's like retarded. I've never seen this before. And then like, it's like, I've made prank calls and shit before. But I've also done other things. And it's like, these people can't do anything else. You know, somebody was telling me they do the online thing so they can get away from their real life. And it's like, I do the online thing to make my real life even better. And it's like an extension from ourselves. But not all the time. You can, like, you know, I'll see something that says, is the computer making people dumber? And it's like, you could use something for good, you could use it for bad. It's really up to it's like, guns could be used for good, they could be used for bad, computers could be used for good or bad. It's up to the people that use them. Does a pencil make a person spell bad? You know, and that makes sense. But at the same time, even though they can make sense, there's so many things that they don't even know, or And it's like, a lot of these people are like, I was in the army, or I was a police officer. Like the Yankee Marshal, he said he was a police officer. So it's kind of weird that the only people that seem to make videos and are considered like avid, weird fucking gun people are cops. And like these cops like want to take your guns. And it's kind of weird that a bunch of people that own guns want to take everybody else's guns. And they really look weird sometimes. They really do. Their demeanor, the way they carry themselves. And a lot of them are smart, but like if you said gun in a sentence in a comment in their video, they think you're against guns or something. They're really weird, dude. And that you might see them like chewing tobacco and going, and they show you something really cool about guns, but then they're like so dumb about everything else. It's like, well, they have to know something about guns. They buy them and sell them, and how are they going to make any money or know what they're doing if they don't know something about it? So sure, they're smart about composites and pot metals and oh my god, it shoots, wow, but they don't know nothing about anything else. And that's not really much of a shock, because they don't get paid to know much about anything else, and they don't really give a fuck. So when you hear somebody say they give a fuck, I would watch out, because they're incapable of giving a fuck. And it's like, if somebody that gives a fuck, that's incapable of giving a fuck, nothing good can come of that. They're not going to make good decisions. Somebody told me, you don't make a good decision if you're pissed off. No, these people just are incapable of making good decisions at any time. It doesn't matter if they're pissed off or not. I think you could still be pissed and make a logical, rational decision. But if you're retarded, that's something they can't. So they're afraid to do anything, because what if it's the wrong thing? Well, sometimes you have to just do what you can do and go with it and do something. And they don't. They find happiness in slavery or whatever. Really weird out there, man. I mean, they're like really weird, dude. And the longer you say it's not true, it's just the dumber you are, honestly. And so, in a lot of ways, that's why I don't want nothing to do with people a lot of times. They're just, unless they're starting to speak some kind of truth. I mean, I know people, their first response is to get pissed at anything. They're like, the sky's blue, I'm fucking pissed off. And I'm like, I don't care. That doesn't piss me off. And it's like, I thought I'm pissed off all the time. Like, these zombie people are like way fucking worse, dude. They're like, the wind blew, I'm pissed. And it's like, those things are not bothering me. Like, I know people that they'll get a troll comment and they're mad all day long. And I'm like, they just roll off of me. Like, even if I was mad for a second, it's like nothing compared to me witnessing what other people are doing. And I even ask people, like, man, did you see how pissed they got over, like, nothing? And they're like, yeah. And people say I'm bad. It's like, they can't even see their own brain deadedness. It's like, no wonder there's aspartame in all their food and everything. It's like the aspartame is like keeping them dumb, like, and they're eating it. They're doing something, because it's like, you can tell, like, that aspartame, they're just like, they got like aspartame look in their face, like, there, I just drank like 5 gallons of aspartame. Ooh, I'm pissed off, the wind blew. Ooh. Like, I was like, every time I go anywhere and do anything, there's always like somebody yelling at me. And instead of getting mad, I just look at them and go, okay, and like walk away. Like, get the fuck away from them. Like, are they going to eat my face or what? And so this lady, like, yesterday, she like looked at me like this, like, and was like, get out of here, like. And I looked at her, and she's like, she has like this weird, like, curled lip smile, and she's like, get out of here, and I just looked at her and I said, okay, and and I'm like, I don't even want to know. I couldn't really hear what she said, so I'm just like, ignore this person, because I could tell, like, they were like looking up at the sky and going like this, and I'm like, this person's insane. And then they look at me and they're like, get out of here, and they're like smiling, and they're like this, and I'm like, yeah, I need to get out of here. Like, zombies exist in this area. I need to leave. I'm not safe. Like, and I do not feel safe around these people. They don't always do something. I call it the deception, when they're like not doing anything. Because you don't know what they're like, lobotomized zombies. Like, are they going to eat your face, or are they going to go home and eat a pizza? You really don't fucking know. And I don't like figuring out, because they do it. And a lot of people live in this bliss, like, everything's great, and everybody loves me, it's so fun, nobody could hurt me, or rob me, or eat my face. And that's another thing they do. They act like everything's great, and then when something does happen and their friends are like stealing everything they got, and they're like, well, I'm not your friend anymore. And I'm like, you know, for me, that seems like when they have those problems, that's when I kind of like try to rationalize with them, and I'm like, you know, that seems to happen to me a lot. There's a lot of stupid people. You ever feel like there's a lot of stupid people, and they're like, no, I'm not worried about what just happened now, you're stupid. And I'm like, never mind, I'm leaving. Like, get back to yelling at your other friend and having them steal. That's what you want. You want your friend to steal all your shit? Have fun with them, because as this person here, I'm leaving. Like, now I'm rejecting you, because it's like I can't even communicate to you on some fucking level. And it's like, they really are just dumb zombies, dude. They really are. It's kind of funny, because they're just dumb lemming zombies. Like, they're not capable of anything intelligent, critical thinking, intelligence, so they're just dumb and miserable, and they don't make the right, they never will. They're incapable of doing so, and I don't like to believe that. Because it's like, wouldn't I rather give you the benefit of the doubt and think you're intelligent enough to think for yourself? No, you're not. That's why people are conditioned and brainwashed, because they're not incapable of making their own decisions. They have to be told what to think and how to think and when to think it, and then told not to trust yourself. You're too stupid to figure it out. Just listen to us. We'll tell you what's right, And so that's why you got Obama, and people just beg to be enslaved because they don't know anything else. They know slavery, and they like that. So when Obamacare comes in and they're like, yeah, it's winning, you can't even sign up. It's awesome, it's great, everybody loves it. It's like you live in a dystopia, zombie apocalypse. Apparently there's somebody at my door listening to everything, and I don't really care, it's just weird, dude. I'm just saying it's weird. Like, to me, my opinion, it's like, I have a life. I would never do that personally. Even though you might not think I have a life. A lot of times I'm sitting here looking up stuff and learning things and then building stuff and doing stuff, and it's like, they don't do that. They just stand there. Like, you can see what I'm doing now. I'm not standing at their door. I don't give a fuck less what they think. But why, dude? It's weird. They're zombies, dude. It's weird. And they're like, if that door came down, how fast could I respond to an attack that fast? Like, am I ready? You know? Like, they just kick down the door and they're like, boom. And I'm just sitting here, my back's turned. I'd have to, like, turn around, and before I even did that, I'd have, like, 10 fucking holes in me. And it's like they're standing there for something. What if they're planning something? What if they're criminals? What if they got... I'm supposed to be defenseless? They're criminals. They can do whatever they want. And I'm supposed to fucking... Dude, it ain't right, man. It ain't right. I never did anything wrong. I ain't never did shit wrong except live in a prison planet full of zombies. And have them fuck with me. Using their weird Edward Bernays type tactic shit. And I don't even know if it's like you would even get that. Like, they got me, but you're safe. And that's exactly what people say. They're like, I'm safe because I own an AR-15. And I'm like, what is your AR-15 going to do against ELF weapons? Like, you're in a new war here, buddy. A war for your mind. And when people are writing ELF on their shotgun and going nuts, they're just going to beam you. And you're all ready to go, ain't you? You prepped to be beamed. That's what you did. You're a prepper, right? You prep for everything. You're mentally prepared for anything, right? No. You live in a fantasy, and if that ever cracked, your world would crumble beneath your feet. And you might live from that, but it'd be like a zombie apocalypse. Those that give up their hope give up their power, and Obama knew that. That's why he always used hope. Because they don't have hope, so they give it to Obama hoping that he does something to fix it, when they shouldn't do that. They should take responsibility and put hope in their life. You don't understand, they're not going to do that. They can say, oh no, I heard what you just said, and I totally do that. It's like they're just ready to argue. It's like actions speak louder than words. You saying you don't when your actions say that you do. I don't care what you're saying. You want to argue about it. Make your actions match up to your words. Don't tell me, do it. Difference. You don't have to tell me. When you're doing it and living it, I'll see that and say, hey, you know, you didn't even have to say anything. I know better because I've seen it. And that's the thing. They can't differentiate truth or facts. It's like 1 + 1 = 10. They don't even get simple shit. It's because they don't trust themselves. Even if they said they do, you really don't know. That's what I'm saying. Their actions, they could be hypocrites. That's why I think I have just an effect on people, because I actually do what I say, and people see that, they feel that, they can't ignore that. The actions and the words are matching, and it's like, I could only imagine they might get jealous or something, and I'm like, don't get jealous. Follow suit. Like, follow the leader. Like, that's what you're good at. You're good at being lemmings. Well, start being a lemming in a different way. Follow people like Alex Jones, that are born die-hard fucking leaders, that are serious and real and smart and can teach you the right thing, not the wrong thing. Don't be a lemming and fall off the cliff and follow the trendy bitches off the cliff. I'd really say don't follow anybody, but you know, it would be a good start to find some real heroes and leaders and people that are inspiring, thought-provoking people. Like, dumbing yourself down is not thought-provoking. That's what I like, and they really exist. Thought-provoking videos really do exist, and there's a market for that. There's an industry for that, for people with thirsty minds that want to be educated, just to think, even if it's fun to just imagine or think or look at something. Hey, look at Vsauce, water-powered car. Oh, look at this. Oh, it's kind of cool. Oh, listen to Vsauce. It's like this, and it's like Vsauce is like spam to me. He's always like, his ads and his spam and shit are everywhere, but it's like, it's like there's some intelligence there, even though it is kind of dumbed down a little bit. I didn't like that at first, and I thought, well, you know, if you can mix a dumbing down with an intelligence, I give him a little bit of props for that. There's some intelligence in his videos, even though it's spam, because it's ads everywhere. Like, I'll be watching a different channel, and all of a sudden Vsauce comes in, and I'm like, that's spam. Like, Vsauce everywhere, that's like, it's a little too much. Like, I like your show and all, but I like it a lot less when I can't get away from it. And I'm like, I watched it, it's cool, but please stay off of other people's channels and shit. Like, you know, they won't let me get any views unless I either paid for ads and be like Vsauce, or I start dumbing people down in a way like Vsauce. I'm not allowed to just have pure expression of thought open and uninvoked in a video. Can't have that. Too boring. You can have 6 seconds. Better make it good. Am I popular? Do you like this? Am I dumb enough for you? Did I entertain you enough? Like, people are like animals. They're doing tricks. It's like, roll over on YouTube and we'll give you a cookie. Roll over and make a video rolling over and upload it and say, yay, people tricks. Do a flip. Do a flip. Jump through the hoop. Jump through the flaming hoop. And they're like, okay, will I get $1 for doing it? Okay. And it's like, there's the reward. They just hold up money like, cookie? You wanna, ooh, it's a nice chocolate chip cookie. Perfect. The perfect tender in the middle, and it melts in your mouth, and it's crispy on in the edges, but soft in the middle. Perfect cookie. Want a cookie? Do a flip on YouTube. Here's a cookie. Hold on, you gotta see my cookie I just made. You gotta see this shit. Upload a video of yourself, and this gigantic cookie can be yours. Which way does the cookie crumble? It's a giant cookie. It was a huge cookie, and I just made it. Oh, it's a huge cookie. Oh my God, it's perfect. Look at how big this cookie is. Oh my God, YouTube likes me. They got me some good cookies, motherfucker. These cookies are too good for you. You can't handle these cookies. Look at the tender crispiness. These cookies. The perfect baked, crispy edge, soft middle, big cookie. Crispy edge. Gooey middle. Look at how gooey this middle is. Look at this. Look at this. Perfect cookie. Does everyone think I'm cool now? Am I popular and trendy and cool? Did I make you laugh? Am I accepted in your club of stupid? No. Huge cookie. I think I ate more than half of it. Whoa. Cookiness. I'm gonna make some ramen noodles. And since there's no nutrition with it, I'll take a multivitamin. Alex Jones just kept saying, like, get tangy tangerine, and it's just a bunch of vitamins. And now he's selling his iodine, and it's like, there's iodine in vitamins. So why buy a $30 bottle of iodine from Alex Jones and just go to the store and get a one a day? It says iodine as potassium iodide. Now that's not the atomic perfect iodine like he's got, but whatever. Got vitamin A, C, D, E, K, B1, 2, 3, 4, 12, calcium, iron, phosphorus, magnesium, zinc, copper, chromium, boron, nickel, silicon, tin. I thought tin was toxic. I don't know what it is. I like to call these Roman noodles. Maybe there's like a cheap version of it that I buy. I don't know. Just Roman sounds better than Raymond. So I'm gonna call him Roman. I notice like I'll buy all different varieties of ramen noodles, and they're like all the same. The only difference is they might be hotter or taste shittier. I'm gonna go make this. 6 seconds to ramen noodle time. Vitamins. Cellulose. Plant origin. Contains 2% of cellulose. Probably like wood pulp or something, right? Wouldn't you rather make prank calls are funny, but it's like, wouldn't you rather make a call that might have some real importance, or just something, I don't know, just something besides and it's like, I've just, when I was a kid, I made so many prank calls. And it's like I kind of thought it would be cool, if they were we're supposed to be doing that again tonight. I don't really do. I'm just like, they just call me and say, hey, listen, or whatever, and I'm just like, whatever, and I just sit there and listen. And then I contributed once, and I guess I fucked up. I was trying to do it, but I noticed they didn't do as good, but I thought it was funny, if bill collectors call, I just tell them about Alex Jones and shit. So I thought it would be cool, if we did a type of prank call where we we wake people up, and it's that would be the weirdest prank call of all, because it's informative and it could wake people up, and it's could you imagine if they got the wake up call, and it would be hello, this is your wake up call. We're waking people up out of the Matrix and giving them red pills. Would you be interested in waking up out of the Matrix? Well, we would like you to go to a place called Infowars.com, and if you don't have a computer and we can't get there, we will mail you a brochure. you know, and then do something halfway constructive. Because I noticed, like, a lot of the people that were prank calling, it was like they were sitting there with their newborn baby. They were going to bed for work, and just, or they'd be at the mosque or the church. Like, one guy was sick and fucking had, like, type 1 diabetes, and then they didn't even want to like prank him, because since the guy had it, he felt bad. And I'm like, dude, like, at what point are they realizing, like, maybe these people are just people, and they're just good, like, don't we realize, like, this is not good? Like, what do they do to these kids, man? Like, I told you, I made a video about Tobey Maguire, and I'm like, dude, if I'm a vampire Lestat, and I see a Tobey Maguire like guy, and I'm like, I can see that you would be really good at dumbing people down. Like, I'll give you $50,000 a year to dumb people down. Vitamin C, 100%. I don't know what it is, but I can feel the vitamin C in this. I can feel it, like, wait a minute. It's like copper, zinc. Like, what is zinc? Like pennies? Like, what kind of chemical reaction do you think you get if you mix nickel, tin, copper, zinc, and vitamin C? It's like, you know, the vitamin C, like, breaks down those things, and it makes them more toxic. So it's like the vitamin C, like, activates the toxicity, maybe, but at the same time it might be good for you. I almost feel like I can feel vitamin C, and it's making me think maybe it's attacking. Like, you get all that in you, and then all the vitamin C is, like, attacking the those metals in your body, and that would kind of poison you. It could even discolor your skin, I think. I'm gonna go eat my ramen noodles. Oh my God, ramen noodles! Like, I think it was just innocent with the prank calls and everything, but I'm sure, to me, it's like there's a sincerity there. That is just kind of overlooked. It's kind of funny that zombies are like prank calling zombies. No dog. I'm just eating this because I'm hungry, and I kind of just want to eat something that's probably not real fattening. So I figure maybe I can eat this, and it's like not that fattening or something. Stop! It's my food. I can only imagine, like, my life sucks, but I can only imagine it has to suck a lot more, because these people have to deal with each other. Like, if I'm kind of like sitting here and I don't have to be dealing with all the stupid shit, it's like, what makes people think that they have to go deal with the other people's stupid shit? And I think that's their ignorance, is they don't know that they don't have to. And I notice every little kid that I see that's at least 3 or 4, they're like, no, 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 mommy, fuck you. And they're like, what? No, mommy, fuck me? And they're like, no, you're not allowed to say no. Oh, did I say no? Oh, I want a meow meow. You're not allowed to have any of that. You better get out of there. You better get down. No, get down. I love you. She wants some sushi. That's what I should do. Get some sushi and give it to my cat. Now go on. She was interested in my food. And I started thinking, like, if I'm some kind of psychoanalyst or something, and I realize that there's got to be a connection with kids saying no, and then never saying no the rest of their life, and just tolerating, like, bullshit. And it's like, even George Carlin says, they want people smart enough to run the machines, but dumb enough to just accept everything. And it's like, there's so many kids I see that are like, no. And they fucking just get the shit smacked out of them. Not by me, not by anybody I know. It could be at McDonald's. I'll be like, go in McDonald's, get a burger, and I'm sitting there eating it, and the stall next to me, they're like, no, 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 mommy. And they're like, what? You talk back to me? No? And then they grow up, and they're like, yes, 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 yes. And I'm like, possibly could there be a connection there? I don't know, but that was just my opinion. The sky's not blue. That doesn't have anything to do with anything. The world's not round. I think it's round. Oh, who knows? Maybe one day we'll send balloons up in the air and see that it's round, but until then, it's flat, and you're crazy if you think otherwise. We'll start calling them flatlanders. Because that's the thing, they live in a flat land until they know anything any differently. And that's the thing, I'll look up like the Flatlanders, and they're explaining like different dimensions. And they'll say things like, if you only see what you know, how do you ever see anything new? And then like wave theory. People might say, oh, wave theory. Oh, physics is just meaningless and doesn't mean anything. How does it have anything to do with my life? What does algebra have to do with my life? I've seen a lot of people say that. They're like, another day went by and I didn't use algebra. Another day went by and I didn't use calculus. How do they know when the next eclipse is? If the Illuminati has a blood sacrifice on a full eclipse, like the Mayans did and everybody else did, and they summon the demons and everybody goes to a certain place, they don't even know why. It's like the Obama inauguration. They all show up there and they don't really know, like secretly under there, it's the fucking eclipse, and they're like sacrificing people and shit. And on the outside everybody's celebrating. They're like, hoo ha, hoo ha, the eclipse is coming, Obama the Messiah. And he's like, as God, I am eclipsing the sun and you have to do what I say or else I will not allow the sun to come back. You must give me your firstborn child. And they're like, okay. And the heads roll down the Mayan temple. And he's like, okay, I will allow the sun to come back out. And they're like, psh, and it comes out. And they're like, oh my God, he's actually a god. He made the sun come back out. And he's like, and he's sitting there like, I'm so glad I learned calculus. Look at all these sheep lemming I possess because now I know calculus and can determine when the shadow of the sun is gonna, or the moon is gonna. And it's like, only a genius would really know. Like, how do you know that the planet on this day is gonna go like this before it happens? Well, are you psychic? You must be psychic. Are you a wizard? It's like, back in the day they used to call them wizards. Now it's just called science. They used to call it alchemy. Now it's called chemistry. It used to be magic. Watch what happens when I take cellulose and nitric acid. It goes, whoa! Smokeless gunpowder. Whoa, you're a fucking wizard. Nowadays they're just like, you're a wizard. They're still like that, dude. It's funny. Like, that's a meme. Like, I'm a wizard. So, like, there was like this tattooed face woman like taking pictures of me. She's like, you're Illuminati. And she came up and she's like snapping pictures of my face, and I'm like, what are you taking pictures of? And she's like, your Illuminati symbolism. And I'm like, oh, so you know about the Illuminati? You're a wizard. You're a wizard. Illuminati. Face tattoos and everything. And I'm like, dude, I love life. Like, you're a fucking meme. Like, you're a zombie meme. And like, It's like, I guess I'm the only person in the whole world that gets it, even though somebody made the meme on the internet and obviously knew what the fuck was going on, because it happens a lot, and took some retarded tattooed face looking chick and was like, "You're a wizard." And then that shit happens to me, and I'm like, the meme makes sense because you're sitting here doing it. And she's like, "You're Illuminati." And I'm like, well, what are the tattoos on your face supposed to mean? Are you Illuminati? No, I'm not Illuminati. Yeah, I'm the one without face tattoos, and I'm weird, let me tell you, yeah. And they're like snapping pictures of me and shit, and I'm like, I don't care, take all the pictures you want. What the fuck do I care? Upload it to Facebook and say I'm the Illuminati or something, I'll be like, yo, fuck yeah. And so I tried to talk to them, and they're like, no, I better go. You're Illuminati. I'm like, no. I don't know. I mean, if like, it's like, I don't get how Alex Jones could be like, the founding fathers are awesome. All the founding fathers were Freemasons. And then he's like, you know, the best thing he can say is like, that they were infiltrated by the Illuminati. Which, that makes sense. It's like, I'm an American. I have friends that are Shriners, Freemasons, all kinds of shit. When I drive up and down the road, it says this highway is owned by Freemasons and shit. There's a giant Freemason statue out there. There's a big old snake eating itself with all kinds of shit in the middle. And it says like 1886. And it says Civil War on it. And I'm right across the river. All the slaves and shit happened. People are like, oh, freedom's too hard, I give up. And it's like slaves jumped into freezing Ohio River to cross the river to freedom. And they're like, it's too hard. And it's like, plunge into the river and die, and maybe you'll be free. Oh, that's too hard. It's like, it just doesn't make any sense. Oh, it's too hard. And so that's why they'd rather beg to be slaves than jump in a river and struggle for freedom. Like, they'd rather lay down than fight back. They'd rather surrender than fight back. And it's like, oh my God, I don't have that in me. Like, what if, what if I was a zombie like them? Like, what would make me feel like that? What if they lobotomized me and gave me fluoride, and then I was like, yeah, let's lay down and not fight back. I like fluoride. How would you fucking know, It's like Alex Jones. He's like, don't submit to these bastards. No one's listening, Alex Jones. They have to get on the internet to find you. They have to use a brain cell in their head to actually Google your name. They're not capable of that. They're hitting related search bars of dumb shit like, watch this dumb thing. Okay, now watch this dumb thing. Are you feeling dumber yet? Okay, now watch this stupider thing. Are you getting dumbed down yet? Well, watch this. This next video is even dumber than the last. You'll fucking be lobotomized, stupid. And Alex Jones is like, I'm waking people up. We just stopped the last catastrophe because we're waking people up. It's like, no, they're putting people to sleep and they're not watching you. You have 100,000 views. The dumbing down videos have like 27,000. 100,000? And of those 100,000, maybe only 10,000 actually watched it, and then they clicked it 10 times because it wouldn't upload. And so you didn't really get 100,000 people. And it's like, I doubt they got 27,000, but if they have 1 million and you have like a couple thousand, it's like, who do you think's winning? The mainstream media that everybody owns a TV, everybody's getting brainwashed by the same box. Do you think they're going to believe that? Or some random obscured guy on the internet that nobody's even ever fucking heard of? Yeah, there you go. It's not hard to discredit Alex Jones when all they got to do is say, no! Alex Jones! No! And they're like, I'm going to regurgitate what you just said. Anyways. You know what the computer told me? It said I dodged a big bullet called zombies, and I should be happy that I don't have a bunch of zombies making my life miserable. And I think about that and I think, my life sucks, but looking at your life makes my life feel that much better. I thought my life sucked until I looked at yours, and you're looking at me saying that I suck. Believe whatever you want. You like beg to be enslaved, and I can't imagine where that's gonna get you. And then how you gotta ride your high horse, why it's so good. And there's so much more to it. People are like, why do you repeat yourself? It's like, well, when are you gonna accept that everything I said matters and applies to your life? You can deny it. I'll just repeat it until at some point you're like, hey, I heard some guy say that and now it makes sense. I wonder what else he's right about. No, I just go around being wrong like you. I'm like you. I want to be wrong. Right? Like you. You just want to be ignorant and dumb and wrong and believe the wrong thing and not have an opinion and not be able to think for yourself and trust the mainstream bullshit opinion that's dumbing you down and yeah, that's what I do. I want to be wrong. That's why I get so many views, because I want to dumb you down. No, wait, that's actually why I don't get any views. They're not going to allow me. You know, every time I get some kind of recognition, they just shut down my channel. They just shut it. I mean, you don't even get a warning, a strike. It's just shut down. Started waking people up. So it's like the truth is underground. It's not mainstream. It's not trendy to be awake. And there's actually a saying about that. It says, when telling the truth becomes a revolutionary act. I don't know the rest. I'm retarded. But it's something like that. Something about when the truth becomes a revolutionary act. The sun peeked out for a second. Sun? I can't get outside fast enough. Just a mindless horde of lemming zombies out there in that pretty sunlight. Pretty day, stupid zombies. They're not connected. That's why you want to enjoy your day, you want to enjoy your life, but you got to watch out for the stupid people that are fucking that up, and I think you're one of them. You're one of the people fucking it up, so I'm watching out for you. Fucking my life up. Having no respect. Being stupid. Not being able to do anything intelligent at all. Only able to be dumb. Let's make prank calls. How about we design a car that runs on water? Zombies don't do that. It's cool to have a V8. It's cool to have a racer. It's not trendy and cool. No matter how fast it was, it's gay and homophobic to have a water-powered car. Even though I don't care if it was water-powered, biodiesel, ethanol, I don't care. It's not trendy to have that shit. Nurple Derpington. Nurple Derplerp. Hello, sun. It's just another day in the prison planet. Can't enjoy the sun. You can't enjoy a day full of zombies. It's impossible. You're retarded for even trying. Believing in a lie, like, they care about me. They're incapable of caring. I have so many friends. They're not able to be your friend. They're zombies. You may think you have friends. You know a lot of zombies. That's it. They don't care about you. Care. Have you heard of it? They don't care about you. Even if they're like, oh, I care about you. Oh no, you don't want nobody to care about you. That's right. You're so tough and strong. That's why you're so good without them, right? No, you care. No, you need them, but you don't need them to actually be your friend and care. You just want to think that you're accepted by a bunch of people that don't accept anything. And dude, that's not going to get you anywhere. Like this is actually funny. I wish I could sit here and just explain it all day just for fun, just to laugh about it for my own happiness. Like just humoring myself with their own stupidity. It's like the only I'm gonna go. I'm gonna come back. I gotta turn off my heat. And plus, I want to end the video.